Call this meeting to order of the Blackhawk County Board of Supervisors for October 5th, 2021. Roll call, Mr. Beater.
Leyland,
Here.
Little,
Here.
Schwartz,
Here.
White,
Here.
Trelka.
Have a moment of silence to reflect on our actions of the day. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have the agenda received as proposed or as amended?
So moved.
Yeah, Craig, I'd like to table 9A.
9A.
Yeah, I believe it's the IT position.
Okay, all right. Do I have a second on that? I'll second that then. Any further discussion?
Was there any particular reason, Tom, or?
Yeah, the chair had some input, and obviously he was unable to attend today and also Zoom. So I was asked to table it. It'll either be on next week or the week after.
Okay.
Moving on then, public comments.
Mr. Chair,
Oh,
is there a vote?
got to vote, sorry.
Say,
Received the proposed or as with the amendment?
I was going to ask Craig, Amanda, do you have any comment on this at all, I guess?
It's not an agenda item until we actually approved the agenda, and I was the one that put it on there, and I asked for it to have it tabled, so.
Well, I was just curious, Tom, because it was a position we all kind of were agreeing we needed to get moving, and it was urgent to put it on the agenda, so that was all.
Well, I think it's just as urgent to have the whole board there, including the chair, who actually said he had some input for the rest of the board members. And again, I was the one that put it on there, but to have any discussion now is improper because it's not even an agenda item.
Oh, so you mean our chair, our board chair?
Yeah, our board chair.
Yeah, Dan.
Oh, sure, I'm fine with waiting till he's here, that's fine.
That's-
Thank you.
Okay. So going back to the proposed or as amended, all in favor, aye.
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 Opposed, motion carried. Public comments, anyone from the public have any comments that you'd like to make? Yes, sir. Come up to the microphone and give your name and address, please.
My name is Cornell Hoosman. I came here thinking that Abraham Funches and the mayor was going to be here also to speak in my behalf. I'm still here, asking and requesting again. I'm begging y'all, please. I need my home back. I'm homeless. Y'all made the mistake. The Supreme Court said y'all supposed to fix it. If you recognize me, the county supervisors got the power. As soon as they recognize a mistake being made, they got the power to call down to the county treasurer and reverse my situation. Y'all made the mistake. Y'all got to fix it. Why I'm getting punished? Why do I have to prove my disability just to move back in my house? Is y'all fleecing? Y'all help support the people fleecing disabled people, or y'all gonna help us? That's my question. That's what I want to ask. Why you tell nobody to even give me no information? That's why I'm here, to ask for information. When I'm gonna get my day in court? When I'm gonna get my home back? Why people living in my home and I'm still homeless?
Mr. Hoosman, like we told you last week, we can't comment because it's not a agenda item. The mayor should know that, and so should Mr. Funches.
So I'm just gonna keep on running around guessing. And nobody won't tell me nothing. Supreme Court said I get my day in court. When's my day gonna come in court?
At this point, I'd say the board's already responded
as appropriate. And at this point, Mr. Hoosman, you need to speak with your attorney.
The attorneys y'all appointed me, I got a contract saying they refuse to help me because they get paid by y'all. They refuse to help me. If I don't sign this paper, drop everything against the county and DHS, they won't help me with my case. Because No Boundaries are entity or lawyers. That's why we can't get no lawyers in this town to help us. Because all lawyers that made this mistake and fleeced disabled people. Either y'all supporting that or y'all against that. If y'all against that, y'all should be supporting me. Help me get my place back. Ain't no reason y'all did a oops and took my home. I'm still homeless.
Again, this is a private action between a private company and Mr. Hoosman.
Somebody needs to tell me something. Where my fix? Where y'all made the mistake? At least help me during my situation until y'all get my home back. As soon as y'all become aware of my disability, Mr. Swartz, you got the power to call down to the county treasurer and fix that, reverse that. That's what the law said.
Thank you, Mr. Hoosman. Next on the agenda is anybody else? Next on the agenda is years of service awards to employees with 20 or more years of service. Mr. Grant?
Today, we have an award for 20 years of service for James Catcher from the Attorney's Office. He'd like to see.
Make it official, huh?
Congratulations.
Care to say anything, Jim?
Congratulations.
That's it, Grant?
That's all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mr. Ketcher, on 20 years of service. Thank you for your service. Moving on to claims and payments.
This week's expenditures total $167,305.34, of which jail commissary makes up $21,520, secondary road $65,384, and finally sheriff's department $18,464. Everything looked normal.
Motion to approve?
Second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the floor to approve the claims and payments. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, Mr. Reader.
Leyland?
Yes.
Little?
Yes.
Schwartz? Yes. White?
Yes. Resolution adopted. Receive project updates from department heads and elected officials. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning, Kathy Nicholas, County Engineer. Briefly, our construction is wrapping up on our 2 bridge projects on East Gresham Road and then down on Kimball Avenue. Probably in the next couple weeks, those should be finished. Work is still going strong and steady on Grundy Road. PCI is forecasting that they will be complete November 19th, about 6 or 8 weeks from now. And then another project that you probably should become aware of is the DOT has closed Canfield Road between Dubuque Road and Dunkerton. So this is a very busy road, main thoroughfare, especially now that harvest is underway. They do have a formal detour set up, however, it is a paved surface, of course, so that is considerably out of the way for farmers having to get to the co-op, for example, in Dunkerton. We've been receiving quite a few phone calls about the situation. The DOT will pay for one alternate route for dust control, however, many homes are being affected, so we're receiving a number of calls, and you may be receiving some in the next few weeks as well. So if you need any more information on that, please talk to me and we can assist you with that. Can I answer any questions?
So will we be selecting a route to do the dust control on then?
Yes, we have worked with the DOT, and they are paying for one alternate route. However, as you can imagine, there are numerous gravel roads between Dunkerton and Dubuque that traffic is taking to get to the co-op. So we are working with these people and the DOT, but unfortunately, not every home can get dust control.
Right.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Morning, Amanda.
Morning. Amanda Fesmeyer, HR Director. I just wanted to bring up to the board that our safety committee's been looking at some different programs, and one of the things that's come up from our work comp provider is to look at implementing a slip and fall prevention program. They have a grant right now up to $10,000 that they're working with different municipalities that they represent to pay for PPE. It's footwear, basically slip-resistant footwear, to help prevent falls in different areas, especially for those positions that are out in the field. So you think conservation, law enforcement, those patrol and secondary roads, environmental health officers. So again, it's a grant that we may be considering bringing to the board to apply for. There are some stipulations. You have to have a program, a policy. The footwear has to say basically, or the policy would state that between October and April, under certain conditions, we expect people are going to be wearing the slip-resistant footwear. It's not an all-encompassing policy for all employees. It's really kind of focused in those departments that have the higher hazard when it comes to slipping and falling while doing their job here. So I just wanted to bring that up to your awareness, and we'll hopefully have an update for you all in the coming weeks. But it is something that would be funded entirely by a grant. So, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Anyone else? Anyone else on Zoom? Hearing none, moving on. Minutes approved for September 21st, 2021.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Consent agenda,
Move to approve.
Second?
moved and seconded. Any discussion on any of the items? This is a resolution. Please answer as your name is called.
Little,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
White,
Yes, resolution adopted. Number 8, contracts and agreements. This is a resolution that the termination of the contract between Blackhawk County and TK Elevator Company, formerly known as O'Keefe Elevator, for the purpose of servicing elevators within the county facilities effective July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2024 be approved as recommended by Rory Geving, Maintenance Superintendent. Good morning, Mr. Geving.
Good morning, Board. Rory Giving, Maintenance Superintendent. You've all seen the letter that I had put together with the request to terminate the service contract with TK Elevator. I'm sorry, formerly known as O'Keefe Elevator. The reasons for this, as I indicated in that letter, earlier this summer we had an issue, breach of the contract, where the company is required to be on site within a 2-hour notice. The company actually left the jail in a pretty tough situation with both elevators out overnight. Didn't have anybody there to address the situation. So we addressed that with a formal letter explaining that situation to O'Keefe and basically indicating to them that if this happens again, we will be forced to terminate the contract. That particular incident didn't necessarily happen again, but we did have several other down times with that elevator throughout between that point and now. And consequently, really questioning the confidence level that we have with this company to keep us up and going. The elevators over at the jail is a lifeline for travel throughout that building. And when we do lose those elevators, it really does cripple that facility. So a lot of thought had gone into this because we've been with O'Keefe or TK for several years. But here, this particular contract season, we have just noticed a degrade in service. So I'm just requesting that we formally give our 60-day notice to them, and we already have an RFP ready to go out to rebid this project.
Move to approve.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Any questions for Mr. Geving?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hearing none, this is a resolution. Please answer as your name is called.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
yes,
White,
Yes, resolution adopted. 8B, this is a resolution to approve the contract extension between Blackhawk County and Pdcm for risk management services with a 0% increase and a new term ending June 30th, 2024.
Move to approve?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Any highlights on this, James? Nothing to add?
Nothing really to add. This is going to be the second half of a 6-year contract with PDCM, so it's really just an extension. Then we'll send it out for RFP shortly before this contract ends. So,
Sounds good. This is a resolution. Please answer as your name is called.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
yes,
Schwartz,
Yes.
White,
Yes, resolution adopted. B, this is a motion to direct the county auditor to advertise for a public hearing to be held at 9:05 on Tuesday, October 19th, 2021 in boardroom 201 of the Blackhawk County Courthouse, 316 East 5th Street, Waterloo, Iowa, on the proposed ordinance number 77-259.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
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 aye,
Opposed, motion carried. Next is a motion to direct the county auditor to advertise for a public hearing to be held on 9:07 on Tuesday, October 19th, 2021 in boardroom 201 of the Blackhawk County Courthouse, 316 East 5th Street, Waterloo, Iowa, to proposed ordinance 77-260. Request submitted by Robert Rogers, 8133 Buck Ridge Road, to rezone 3.76 acres from AL Agricultural Limited to AR Agricultural Residential, and to build one single-family home.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on this item? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Next is to motion to approve a $10,000 Iowa Secretary of State HAVA cybersecurity grant agreement to address election-related cybersecurity threats.
So moved?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on this item? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
aye,
Opposed, motion carried. Next is a resolution that the statement of completion and final acceptance of work for project resurfacing cold in place recycling on Dunkerton Road be approved and to direct the chair to sign for same and authorize to direct the Iowa Department of Transportation make final payment in the amount of $30,000 with a total project cost of $1,358,808.10 as recommended by Catherine Nicholas, County Engineer.
So moved?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Kathy?
Yeah, I would like to show you a few photos, as I've been customary for me when I'm asking for your final acceptance of a project, just to wrap it up and show you what we have completed with this project. This project was on Dunkerton Road from Highway 63, US 63 over to Elk Run Road. As you know, that's a main thoroughfare for traffic that wants to get to the northeast site. A lot of it comes from Highway 218, so it's coming over on Cedar Wapsie Road, then going down Highway 63 over on Dunkerton Road to the northeast site, to Tyson's and the John Deere plant, etc. This 4-mile section was approximately last resurfaced about 17 years ago with 4.5 inches of hot mix asphalt. Over time, it had developed a number of transverse cracking as well as longitudinal cracking. It was slurry leveled several years ago to restore some of the ride, but you can still see that a lot of the cracks are there. And of course, when we have cracks in our pavement, that allows water and moisture to get down into the roadbed, the subgrade, etc., which does cause heaving of those transverse joints. So it was time to resurface it. Next slide. One of the other things we wanted to accomplish with this project was right at the Highway 63 intersection. There was an older piece of concrete, approximately 800 feet long, that you can see it was in really poor condition here in the left photo. A lot of cracking, corner cracks, pieces were popping out. We wanted to get rid of that as well with the new project. Next slide. In January, you authorized the contract with Aspro for $1.5 million. There was a late start date of July 26th. and the contract did call for 35 working days. In the end, at the end of the project, they had used 31 days, so no liquidated damages were assessed. And you can see that ASPRO came in about 11% under the contract amount with the final cost. Next slide. And I should also say, the reason we did close the road is the Iowa DOT does not permit any type of traffic backup on their multi-lane facilities, which Highway 63 is a multi-lane facility with a right turn lane. We were not allowed to, we could not have flagger traffic on that road. We couldn't allow any type of backup onto Highway 63. They did not, the DOT, nor did we want any type of rear-end collisions due to traffic waiting for a queue to get onto Dunkerton Road. So that's why, in a lot of cases, we are forced to close the road for the duration of the project. We realize that is a big inconvenience when we have a busy road like that, but that is what the DOT is telling us to do. So the first order of work was to quote in place recycle the existing pavement. About 4 inches of that asphalt, old asphalt, gets milled up and gets put right back down in this long train, paving train. Next slide. That then cures for approximately 2 weeks, 10 to 14 days. Again, we realize the road's closed, but that is the specification, that the road needs to sit and cure for approximately 10 days. Another first order of work was to remove that concrete at the Highway 63 intersection. You can see that work going on in both of those photos. Removing that and then placing rock in preparation for the new asphalt. Next slide. There are a number of driveways, homes along this road, so of course tying in the existing driveway to a new higher surface is always a challenge. So this just shows an example of how that's done on the left side, milling out the existing pavement, going back into the residential driveway 10 to 15 feet, for example, so that we can tie in with the new higher finished elevation of asphalt. Next slide. This is over at the Elk Run, the east side of the project. That's the county shop in the left photo. There is a right-hand turn lane at that intersection. So this is just showing the work there being completed at the Elk Run intersection. Next slide. This is showing some of the aggregate shoulder being placed on the newly finished asphalt. Next slide. And then on this project, as we're doing on a number of our higher volume trafficked facilities, we are placing an edgeline rumble strip, so that in the left photo you can see the rumble strip that was just ground in. The edgeline rumble strip is 6 inches wide, and then we will place the new 6-inch pavement marking, which is a wider pavement marking over that rumble strip. Excuse me. Now, next slide, Kim. So there on the left, you can see the finished pavement stripe. And studies have shown that the 6-inch pavement marking is more effective than a traditional 4-inch wide white pavement marking. So we are switching over to that on our higher volume facilities. And then in the right slide, you can see the traditional intersection rumble strip being ground in there. Next slide. So I've just got a few pictures of before and after. This is looking at the Highway 63 intersection off to the west. You can see the old pavement there on the left side, and then the new finished product is on the right side. Next slide, Kim. Same thing here at the Shank intersection. So we're approximately a third of the way into the project here at the Shank Road intersection. Looking off to the east here, you can see the before and after. Next slide. Same thing here near the Sage Road intersection. Next slide, Kim. And then I think this is the last photo. This is looking at the very east end of the project, off to the east at the eastern end of the Elk Run intersection. So I'd ask that you approve this for final acceptance, and we be allowed to release the retainage that we've held for ASPRO over the course of this project, and it's resulting in a smoother pavement. Can I answer any questions?
Any questions for Kathy?
Thanks for the pictures. It's good.
Hearing none, this is a resolution. Please answer as your name is called.
Little,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
White.
Yes, resolution adopted. F, resolution at the request for purchase of capital equipment submitted by Catherine Nicholas, County Engineer, be approved and direct the chair to sign for same purchase of 2 overhead door openers in the amount of $2,700 from Overhead Door Company, Waterloo, Iowa.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Kathy?
Yeah, as I told you in an email, that this is an unbudgeted item, these 2 garage door openers and the remotes. Actually a maintenance item that we did not budget for. We did not foresee that they would stop functioning. We are proposing to take the money out of our FY '22 capital money, our unspent money, which I've told you in emails. We have some money left over due to items costing less than we budgeted for. So we propose to take it out of the unspent capital.
So how old were these? Do you know?
So-
Any idea?
The shop was originally built in 1999. It was finished in 1999, so 21 or 22 years old. So I don't know what the age of an average garage door opener is, but these, we have already replaced one in that building as well several years ago.
And how many are there, Kathy?
It's a 3-bay facility,
Okay,
3-bay shop.
all right. Any other questions for Kathy? This is a resolution. Please answer as your name is called.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
White,
Yes, resolution adopted. Next is G, motion that the personnel requisition for a temporary account specialist part-time in the county engineer's office be extended through October 23rd, 2021, with a total cost of not to exceed $2,000 be approved as recommended by Catherine Nicholas, county engineer.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded.
Yeah, so several weeks ago, I had asked you if we could have a recent retiree come back and do some of her job duties for just 1 to 2 hours a day, just to help us fill in. Our new account specialist will not be coming to work here until October 25th, so we're asking for just another 2.5 week extension for the former worker to come back and work, not to exceed $2,000.
So who's going to break the new person in?
That will be left to Carol and the rest of us to break the person in, yes.
Might be easier to hold on to her, this lady, and have her do some of the training. This is, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Next is a resolution that the suspension requested by John Scribner on taxes owed for 2021-2022 assessment year on taxes amount of $1,076 for parcel 891230455003 be approved pursuant to 427.9 of the Code of Iowa, and the county treasurer be authorized and directed to adjust her records accordingly.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on this item? This is a resolution. Please answer as your name is called.
Leyland,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Schwartz,
Yes.
White,
Yes, resolution adopted. Next is a motion that the grounds use request for Hawkeye Community College to use the Blackhawk County Courthouse parking lot on Saturday, October 9th, 2021 for a forklift training and certification be approved to receive and place on file the certificate of insurance for the same and direct the chair to sign the permission letter for same.
So moved.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
Rory, I just had a question for you. Is there anything that we're required to do by using this lot? Any signage or closure of the lot or anything to make sure there isn't anyone?
No, when this was brought to my attention, the biggest thing for me was the insurance, making sure we had that in place, naming us as additional insurer. I'm not sure at what day they're planning on doing this. I'm assuming it would be off hours. Otherwise,
Saturday.
It's
Yeah,
Saturday the night.
Saturday.
Yeah. I
well,
know
there
it was
really
off.
isn't much usage in that parking lot on the weekends.
So it's the far, the one over there then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the employee parking
Yeah,
lot.
it's not really here.
All right. 'cause
I can't think of any other issues that we might run into.
I was just concerned if they're going to use this one, you got the sheriff deputies parking in there, so,
No, it's my understanding it's the employee lot
All right.
right behind their facility.
okay. Thank you, Rory.
Thank you.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Next is discussion, county preparedness and possible updates for COVID-19.
Good morning, board. Dr. Bonnier asked me to be here to provide an update. This is Josh Pecor, Disease Surveillance Investigation Manager for the Health Department. Just have a brief update for today. We have over the last few weeks seen our COVID numbers start to stabilize a bit and come down. We are below the 10% positivity mark, but still at the high status because we are seeing greater than 100 cases per 100,000 population over the past 7 days. So we are still meeting one of the CDC's high risk metrics. So we're staying at that high risk level. As far as where we're at for total cases, we are at 19,811 total positive individuals, 18,258 recoveries, 9.5% average percent positivity, 340 deaths, and then looking at our vaccination status, working with our county partners, we've administered 158,386 doses of vaccine, according to 79,433 completed vaccine series. And then as of yesterday morning, we were at 66.3% of Blackhawk County residents aged 12 and older have received at least one dose of vaccine. And compared to the state, we're a little bit higher for that same age group, with the state being at 65.4%. So we're just a little bit above the state average. And that was really all the updates I had for today. Are there any questions from the board?
Hearing none. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Any reports or information from the board? I'd just like to send out our condolences to Tim Cummings and Kevin Lecce families. They both passed away Friday. Two good, really good guys from town here. Kevin was a decorated Vietnam vet. He woke up Friday morning, got up, gave his wife a kiss, said he loved her, and said he was still tired, not feeling good. Said he was going to go back and lay down for a little while. Went in and laid down and never woke up. So he'll be missed by all of his buddies. And the other thing, I'd like to thank the Conservation Department and the Maintenance Department for the work yesterday. Kim, you want to show that one picture of the team working together? You might want to notice this too, that chipper is from 1999. That he got Conservation Department got it from secondary roads in 1999. They're still using it. I say it's a hazard to be using, watching the way it works. It just barely moves, and they got to almost force this stuff through. But there's the guys working together. They did a heck of a job. I think they're finishing up this morning, aren't they, Rory? That's right. Yeah, it looks a lot nicer out at, that's our county cemetery out on Charlotte's Road. So thank you, and thank Conservation for the work done. There's one of the loads of firewood going out to Blackhawk for firewood, so they got a lot of firewood out of it too. Thank you. Any other thing to come before us today? Mr. Little, good luck on your surgery tomorrow or what, Thursday?
Thank you.
With that, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So, second?
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.